Okay, in this demonstration, we're going to start with a bass line played free-form into Sonar 6, and we're going to add other tracks onto this particular track, and we'll line everything up. So let's listen to that bass line. If you listen to the click, completely out of sync, but no problem, we can fix that. So let's zoom into the beginning of this wave file. And let's trim it to start right on the beginning. Let's deselect snap. And there's a new feature in Sonar 6 which allows you to hold the Alt key and scroll with your mouse wheel. And what I want to do here is actually disable snap to zero crossing so I can actually get in real deep into this. Okay. So let's undo the zooming, and we'll bring it all the way back to the beginning. So now we have it starting right at measure 1, completely out of sync. So the next step we need to do is to turn on AudioSnap, and what we're going to do is to create a tempo map now. When you turn on AudioSnap, it brings up your AudioSnap palette. The AudioSnap palette holds all your controls to do things like create a new tempo map, quantize your audio, or extract timing from different audio. So let's go ahead and create a tempo map from this. So what we're looking at here is the white lines are the transients. So what I want to do is find the downbeat of the second measure here. The other thing that you can do is hit your tab key and you can move right along to each transient. So right there is a downbeat. Okay. And what I do is set measure beat to now, so I hit measure 2. And let's keep going. All right, so we got measure 3, set beat now to measure 3, and we go to measure 4. Remember, this was played freeform, so it's important that we get an accurate tempo map. So measure 5, and you notice here that it's already detecting where the measures are. So again, measure 6. And we set beat to now. Another thing that you can do, there's all sorts of shortcuts in Sonar. We can hit Control M and it brings you there as well. All right, so now what we'll do, I'm going to call up the new transport window here, and I'm just going to set up the loop point between 1 and 7 here. Just type that in like that, and turn on looping, and with a little bit of luck here, we'll have a nice clean. So if I turn on the metronome, so we got a tight map there, and we can see the tempo fluctuations right here in the tempo view. Okay, so now the next thing to do would be to bring in a beat of some sort. So let me go to my audio loop. So I'm in the Explorer view in Sonar right now, and let's go to Street Beats. And while this is playing, let's try. Oh, this one. Okay, the bass line on this is a little busy, so I think it would be better off musically if we had a straighter beat. So I'm going to grab this straight or smooth beat file, and let's go ahead and throw that into the project and make sure we're at measure 1 here. So since it's already a groove clip, I could just roll it out. Or what I could do is turn off the groove clip, and another new feature in Sonar 6 is the ability to slip stretch. So actually, let me turn on the snap, make sure that I'm snapping to some downbeat here. So another thing I can do is just slip stretch that out. So that locks it in, and I could go ahead and copy that over if I wanted to and keep going. Or what I'm going to actually do in this case, it's still use the groove clip. So it's just a little faster because I have to drag it out. So now we have okay, what I want to do is make sure that sometimes with groove clips and stuff, they're not exactly tight with the clock of, you know, the master clock. So what I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and, oops, I want to undo that. We're going to bounce this down. Okay, now I created a new file. I did that because it's just a little faster to work that way as opposed to copying the slip stretch clip all the way out. But now I have to tighten this up. Let's just listen to this drum against the click. You know, I'm making a musical decision here with that busy bass line to have a really locked-in drum beat. And that's sometimes with the groove clips and when you stretch stuff, they're not totally on. So again, this is where AudioSnap comes in nice. What I can do is enable the quantize button. And I can go to 8th notes here. Now I'm perfectly locked in there. But let's have a little fun with this. Let's say I wanted to actually swing it. Let me give a swing of 62%. Let's undo that and swing it a little bit more. So, you know, if you really wanted to radically change your groove, I mean, and this is pretty cool because we're actually manipulating the digital audio. This isn't MIDI. Okay, what happens sometimes when you do a long stretch like that, actually let me go back to about a 72. You're hearing a little bit of artifacts, okay, when you do a long stretch. By the way, these red flags, that indicates that you're stretched at a maximum level. What I can do here is select a different algorithm for that percussion. Okay, so let's undo. This is important stuff when you get into all the stretching. Let's go back to, here's the groove clip algorithm. This is all online processing. So that's what happens with some of those notes. You hear kind of like a flam sound on the snare. With percussion, it tightens it right up. Now, I'm actually using the online algorithm. What I want to do is just have that specific for that clip, because I'm going to bring some other files into this where I'm going to actually want to use the groove clip algorithm, but no problem at all. You have all the flexibility you need here. Let's go ahead and choose for this particular clip. I want to use the percussion. Okay, but you know what? I really don't want to swing this. I just want to straight 8th note quantize it. Oops. To turn AudioSnap back on. And well, we have the beautiful thing here is we can undo everything that we did. So I'm going to go back and, oop, I know what I'm doing wrong here. We got swing set at 72. Let's put it back down to 50%. Now we should have it real straight. Listen to that with the bass. So locked in there nice and tight. Okay. All right, now let's see if we can tighten up that bass a little bit. There's a couple things we could do here. We could use the quantize to pool feature in AudioSnap. And what that will do is, let's say, for example, I wanted the drums to lock up to the bass. So what you would do is you'd select the bass track, and we select quantize to pool. Actually, not so fast, Tom. First you got to enable your transients to pool. So now you can see here, let's zoom in. You can see, like right here, where this particular transient is, and you can see where the kick is off. We go through all the different, you can see where things are completely misaligned. I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to make something that's going to be real sterile in the end. It's just that it's good to know where your timing lies. So what I'm going to do in this example would be to, let's quantize the drums off the bass. So again, we quantize, well, first of all, let me review what I did. We add the transients to pool, and then we quantize to the pool. So let's first try to the nearest 16th note. So, oops, got to select the drums first. Okay, so let me undo that. So you can see what happened here on track 2 here with the drums. They all lined right up to the transients of the bass. So let's see how that's. So there's a couple beats that are a little ahead. Let me try to do more of a radical change here. So you can hear there on the third bar where the snare caught one of the upbeats of the bass. But I'm not going to, I don't want to go that route. I'd rather have the bass synchronize to the drums. So what we're going to do is disable the pool for the bass, and we're going to enable it on the drums now. And then we'll quantize the bass to the drums. So go quantize to pool here with the bass. So you can hear the bass getting really stretched. But now we're sapping all the feel out of this thing. So one of the ways that I like to work with this is actually manually change where you want, or just fix some of the downbeats. So at this point, we established a steady beat, and we've got, what I basically want to do now is correct some of the late notes of the bass. Like, for example, like this very first downbeat here, or the second downbeat, I can just grab this, and let me change, let me make sure I got AudioSnap transients enabled here. Disable the pool. Okay, up to this point, I tried quantizing the bass against the drums, but that was a little sterile. I tried quantizing the drums against the bass, but then the bass was a little too busy for something like that to actually work musically. So it would now make more sense just to fix some of the, let's just listen to the track. You'll hear some of the downbeats and actually see where they could be tightened up. So let's just give this a listen. Like right there, right in there, boom, we want a downbeat there. Okay, so you get the idea. So it's really easy to do this. This is the, we fix that one. I'd like to fix this one. You know, get this downbeat right. Maybe fix this one. All right. Fix this one. Fix this one. And again, you notice that it's snapping right to the right transient point. Fix this one. That one's already pretty much right on. And again, you can shift tab to go back to a particular transient. Let's just go back here and listen to this. Get that one right on the money. So now let's listen to what we got. So you hear a little bit of artifacts, but we're going to be able to fix that. Let me fix. All right, so what happens when you do audio stretching like that, you can run into some artifacts, but what we give you some great algorithms to work with based off the isotope radius technology. Let's go ahead and select isotope radius solo bass, and we're going to offline render this. So I go Control B. I have that set up as a key binding to bounce to a new track, and we'll go ahead and bounce that down. Actually, let me undo that because we want to bounce it down to mono. So now we create a new track. Minus the artifacts. So with any radical stretching like that, I can fix everything. All right, so now we have a tightly locked bass and drum groove. Let's go ahead and add some other instruments to this. So let's go ahead, I'll play this and see. So I'm going to add this guitar part in here. It's coming from the Loop Explorer. I just go ahead and drop that right into my project. And to ensure that it's locked up to the right tempo, again, enable AudioSnap. You can also hit F12, but I'll enable it here. Automatically detects all the transients. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention earlier, these particular transients can be disabled. So if you didn't want something to be picked up, you can do that. And I have another example where we're going to get into some MIDI extraction where at times you might want to use the thresholds to get rid of some of the transients. But in this particular example, I'm just going to leave them all in there. So you can, if we analyze what's happening here, you just turn it all in. All right, well, a lot of times, the if you're playing live or something, you're the guitar player or the keyboard player, you might lock into a certain player in your band. We can do that in the studio now with AudioSnap as well. So let's say I wanted to kind of lock the guitarist up a little tighter to the bass player here. Again, I showed you this earlier, but it doesn't hurt to recap. What we're going to do is enable add transients to the pool here. And then we select the guitar track, and let's just see what it sounds like with 16ths. And then we quantize to the pool. And then notice, let's undo that. But notice, like right here, you can see where one of the pool bass transients is. And this particular guitar note will lock right up to that. So let me try 6th or 8th notes on this. That might not be the best way, but now and then you have to, on any mixed material, I find that the groove clip algorithm might be the best. Let's just double check. A lot of time this is trial and error. It depends on your music source material and what you're gunning for in your final production. So that doesn't really quite work right. Let's go back to the 16ths. You can kind of hear where, right in this section, where the bass is kind of hesitating a little bit. Well, the guitar as well is doing that. So, you know, you might want to go in there and fix some of the guitar or the bass notes again, but I'm not going to bother doing that. In this case, it might be better just to do a straight quantize. Well, let me undo that. And perhaps it's better just to quantize regular 8th notes. Or it might be better to do 16ths. I actually like that the best. And now just pan that out to the side. Let's have a little fun with the drums. Kind of beef them up a little bit. I'm going to go to one of my favorite reverbs, the Perfect Space Convolution reverb. And let's go back to the main directory of all my different impulses, and we're going to select kick and snare. And let's go ahead and select snare top. Put a high pass on that. Okay, we'll just turn that off for now, though. All right, next step is to, let's add yet another guitar part. And we'll go ahead and bring that into the project. But unable to have this completely lined up with the tempo, we're going to turn on AudioSnap and turn on Audio Stretch. So now we have everything lined up real tight, and let's go ahead and add some piano to this now, so a MIDI track. So what I'll do is go to my synth rack. Actually can get to the synth rack via Alt-8 and go to all my various synthesizers. We're going to select Dimension Pro. And you can see there's thousands of sounds in Dimension Pro. And we're going to select pianos and go ahead and bring this piano in. All right, here we go. Just jam along to this a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and record that in. 4. Try that again. Just go back to the... Gotta remember not to go too long on that. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and get rid of that extra wraparound I did there. And we're going to go ahead and fit the content to there, turn off the layer feature. I'll get to that a little bit later. And just zoom into this a little bit. Okay, what we can do here is tighten up the piano as well. Let me go ahead and tuck that window away. And again, we open up this AudioSnap palette. And let's say the piano we wanted to go against the wah guitar track. We disable the pool transients from the bass, make sure there's nothing else on there. Okay, let's disable that, or no, that, okay. We actually want it on the guitar, so we turn it on there, and we'll select the MIDI tracks, and then we'll quantize that to the nearest 16th note, and you notice how they all shifted. So now the piano is tightly locked in to the wah guitar part. Now let's say we're in the creative stages of working on this particular track and we're thinking, geez, if only we could do it a little bit faster. Let's go over to the tempo view. And we're going to erase the existing tempo. There's one thing we need to do here though. We need to turn audio stretch on all the other tracks. And let's call up the palette. I'll show you where that button is. Right there, turn auto stretch. Actually, we need to turn AudioSnap on that. This is the rendered bass track. Turn it on there. Turn it on there. put it at 100. So we can mess around with different tempos here. Let's go to 80. That's about where I was before. 82. So there you have it. You can change the tempo after the fact. On this particular project, we started from a free-form played bass line right into the computer with no click. So imagine what you can do with your band when you guys are actually playing tight together as a unit, but there might be a couple tracks that are not quite on the money that you need to fix because, well, you can't get in the studio again, or maybe the drummer was up late partying the night before, he can't come in to fix it the next day. So there's a lot of reasons where this AudioSnap technology really comes in handy. More than that, it's a vital tool for music production.